Hello everyone, Danny Hogger here, sitting at my computer this evening, so you won't see me, but you will hear me as I narrate you through some of my actual work. So if you're following along in this vlog series, I'm earning my Master's of Arts degree from San Diego Christian College, and one of my favorite things is that when my daughter's put to bed in the evening, that's when I can get to work. I don't have to drive to class, I'm at my computer, and I'm ready to continue the advancement of my professional studies. So I'm going to be on my computer and going through some of the actual tasks. Let's minimize my screen recorder. And let's actually go through some of the tasks that we're going to work on here in week 2 of Ed 602, which is about diversity in the classroom and meeting the needs of my diverse students. So it's in the evening and I am reading a response. I'm going to do this real time. I'm going to read this along with you. This is one of my colleagues. We're asked to respond to discussion posts each and every week. So I'm going to read along with you, process my thoughts, and then I'm going to reply. After which I'm going to tell you more about the community partnerships that I've been writing about this week and how parents and students and communities can come together to offer more opportunities for students. So let's start without further ado by reading this post. Community engagement, positive school culture. I found that both Steve Garton and Merv Lapus made valuable contributions regarding effective communication surrounding the use of technology. One point that Merv made, which resonated with me, when he stated that parents must understand the role and the importance of technology in their children's lives. I know how he described the need for students to take the creative aspect of technology and apply that to real life, away from the screen. These creative problem-solving techniques must be used to face conversation. I believe that children spend entirely too much time glued to electronics and must spend more time playing and interacting with others. In addition, I like the example that Steve Garton gave regarding leveraging events. He discussed how some students allow a student presenter to demonstrate what they have been doing with technology. These students gave 3-minute presentations before plays, meetings, sporting events, etc. to help parents and families understand the value in technology in their child's life. I love this idea. In response to multiculturalism in the modern world, there were several points from Jen Halliday's TED Talk that impacted me as an educator. I was drawn to her statement about how we tend to trivialize important events and holidays. The idea of serving tacos on Cinco de Mayo instead of actually teaching about the reason for the holiday resonated with me. This led to me to reflect on my own teaching practices. Even though I teach primary grades, I still have the ability to teach my students the truth about historical events, instead of just trivializing the important holidays and events. I also like the way Jen discussed providing supplemental resources, especially while teaching history. Students benefit from learning from various perspectives and points of view. Also, I believe that literature must be diverse. We as educators must take a closer look at what we are reading. Yes, literature must be diverse, but we also look at the message that it's conveying. Now, I've read through the TED Talks comments from other students, so I want to respond to what was given here. First, thank you for the detailed reflection on this week's materials. I also found the Multiculturalism in the Modern World video engaging. I grew up playing video games, and I think they do have a place and a time. But I admit that the hours spent in front of screens at a young age could have been helpful in my interpersonal development. Regarding teaching the historical significance of events, I agree completely as a history teacher. And I think she spent a lot of time talking about that. I could go back and reflect on the note that I wanted to make, which is I want to reflect on the note about Cinco de Mayo, particularly being a teacher in California. Tacos, while delicious, all too often sum up what it means to understand historical events and cultural contribution. In relation to the 3-minute presentation idea, I love it. I have students prepare oral history presentations in which they often talk to relatives in their family for the first time. I've been told on many occasions that they'd never really talked about in-depth family cultural importance. It is enriching research. Presentations bring us closer together, and everyone feels more tightly knit. And then I usually, just to make sure, I copy the whole thing just in case I lose the internet connection or something. That's probably from being raised in the internet age of AOL, where disconnections happen frequently. It hasn't never happened so far, but there we go. You add the comment and it's posted. And she can go back and reply to me later, and other students might see and reply as well. And that's how we build a community of online reflection and collaboration. It's pretty great. And the person I was replying to, I really enjoy reading her work. She's been gracious enough to share her samples with us, and I appreciate that for the educational example that it brings. Now, throughout the week, we've been watching videos, we've been reading our textbooks, we've been participating in discussions. You can see I'm the first one here. I always try really hard to be the first one there. That way I can participate in all the follow-up conversations, and I really like working at my own pace, which is one of my favorite things about the program here at San Diego Christian College. This video about the third option was really interesting. That was one of the first things that we watched. So I really like when I see these notifications in blue showing me unread messages are here, and people are starting to turn in their work as well. I really enjoy that. This is a shot of my homework for activity 1. The first thing I wanted to discuss in the vlog today was the Equity and Diversity Awareness Quiz, and it's presented by edchange.org. You might like to take the survey as well, and perhaps I can put it down in the description of the episode, put it in the summary. In fact, because we often forget things if we don't do them right away, I'm just going to put that into the description right here. So if you would like to take it, just look down below in the video and you'll see that, because it's happening. It's like the past and future all coming together, isn't it? What's really neat, there's 2 that we were required to take and reflect on: the Equity and Diversity Awareness Quiz and the Classism and Poverty Awareness Quiz. Each has downloadable versions and an answer key. And they're multiple choice questions, but they're very eye-opening, and you might surprise yourself with what you find yourself thinking, or how many you end up getting correct, or more interesting, how many do you end up guessing about, because each has kind of an emotional implication to understanding whether it is how many anti-religious groups are in the country, or how much fewer on the dollar wages are made in different groups, and where the population of the world lies. It's pretty fascinating, and I think it's eye-opening. And it's a great way to become reflective before you even begin analyzing the information in the chapter. So I thought that Dr. Harrell did a really great job presenting us with something thought-provoking right out of the gate. And so that's something you might want to do on your spare time. We reflected on what was surprising, what questions made us stop and think, and it really gave us a chance to think deeply about the activity. Lastly, one thing you might be able to apply in your own classrooms this week: I have a journal write each and every class. It's up on the front of the board as students come in and sit down and greet each other. As they settle in, it's a way to warm up their brains and get started. And since we're supposed to find new ways to bring diversity into the classroom in a richer way, for next week I changed my journals from what they were so that my history and government classes in high school can respond to what's important about culture in their family. We'll share it out together in rows, and we'll get a conversation started that way. Or I always like to give 2 choices in case one is uncomfortable. What is one tradition, if any, of any variety that you look forward to in a particular part of the year for U.S. history? Or for government class, I modified, how did the multiple cultures and heritage of government workers and civilians influence government? And I think that will yield some really great questions. And some of the cool things about the journals are, I don't know which way it's going to lead me. Sometimes it will inspire me to go and find more videos of interest or content, or have a conversation that's unique in each class. So every hour is different, and every block is significantly unique. And just that's the way diversity is. Also, I think, is the parallel here. Our classes don't need to be cookie cutter, and they can cover all the standards that we need to, but they can be unique and dynamic. So that's some of the ideas that I've got. I almost threw in a poor syntax grammar, but I saved it. Maybe if you think I didn't, leave it in the comments below. But I'm Danny Hogger, and you can learn more about this program by going to sdcc.edu. This sponsored content is in regards to me earning my Master's of Arts degree in teaching at San Diego Christian College and documenting the process so that you can find out exactly what it's like inside the program. You can leave me comments, and please like and subscribe. Follow the show and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Thanks so much for checking in, and if you just want to have an educational discussion down below, I'm eager to see that as well. Thanks very much, and I'll see you on the next vlog. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Talk to you later. Class is dismissed.